As we mentioned at the top, the president campaigning tonight in Southwest Ohio for various Republican candidates, including Jim Renacci. He's running against incumbent Senator Sherrod Brown. But the MeToo movement is taking center stage in the race. Watch this ad from the Republican side.
While Democrats vilified Judge Kavanaugh, they continue to turn a blind eye to one of their own, Senator Sherrod Brown. Brown's ex-wife testified under oath that he abused her. These court records prove it. A restraining order was issued to protect her, which Brown violated, physically and verbally abusing the mother of his children. End the hypocrisy. Call Sherrod Brown, tell him to resign.
Joining me now is the spokeswoman of that MeToo Ohio group responsible for the ad, the Lieutenant Governor of the state, Mary Taylor. Good evening, Mary.
Good evening, Ed. How are you?
All right. And Lieutenant Governor, I wonder, obviously some people are going to see that and say, boy, that's a pretty tough shot. But I think you seem to believe Democrats were going so hard after now Justice Kavanaugh, then Judge Kavanaugh, that what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Well, look, the Democrats have to end this hypocrisy. They are okay with certain things as long as it's defending the right person. But you look in this situation where you had Senator Brown and the other Democrats fighting against the nomination of then Judge Kavanaugh against uncorroborated allegations. Yet in this case, Senator Sherrod Brown has documented in court filings of his abuse of his now ex-wife. It's
right.
Hypocrisy, and it's time for Senator Sherrod Brown to be held accountable for his actions, and we are calling on him to step down.
Now, obviously, you're talking about court records compared to uncorroborated evidence that was brought against Justice Kavanaugh. I want to be fair to Senator Brown. The Democrats are running this ad, and I want you to respond to that. Watch.
You've been hearing a lot about our family, and I want to set the record straight. Divorce can be difficult, and ours was no different. But the political attacks against our family are just wrong. Not only am I glad to share 4 wonderful grandchildren with Sherrod and Connie, but I couldn't be prouder to have Sherrod Brown as Ohio's senator. I understand politics can sometimes be nasty, but Jim Renacci should be ashamed.
So obviously that is Senator Brown's ex-wife. As you say, there are divorce records that suggest there were serious problems here. But she's trying to come forward and say, look, you weren't there, Lieutenant Governor. I wasn't there. We don't know what happened. Things are said, things are done in the middle of a divorce that people are not proud of, that maybe were pulled out of context. How do you respond?
Well, look, all we're doing is looking at the actual court papers and the actual documents that were filed in court during this divorce proceeding. And it was alleged in those documents that he was abusive to his wife. In fact, there was a restraining order at one time against Sherrod Brown when he was still married to her, and he violated that restraining order. All we're doing is going back to the public documents. And now we live in a different world. We are in a Me Too movement era, and victims are coming out and they're speaking up. And we want to make sure that victims have a voice. And the fact that in the past, Sherrod Brown has dismissed this and calling it a family matter, I think is really unfortunate. And I think we want to empower victims to speak out. And we're just pulling information directly from a court proceeding, a court filing that is a public record.
All right, Lieutenant Governor Mary Taylor in Ohio, we appreciate you joining us tonight.